Welcome to the Growth Hub. Today we take a look into abusive relationships and the factors that are ever present on both sides of the coin. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to continually find themselves in abusive relationships? Well, let's dive right into it, shall we? In the complex world of human psychology, two traits often find themselves in a deadly dance, attraction if you will. These are entitlement and martyrdom. Picture this. One person with a bloated sense of entitlement, believing they deserve the world on a silver platter, no questions asked. They demand, they take, they exploit. On the other side of this dance floor, we have individuals with a martyr complex. These souls believe their worth is tied to how much they can endure, how much they can suffer. They give, they sacrifice, they endure. This dynamic creates a disturbing equilibrium. The entitled feels justified in their demands. The martyr believes they must suffer to prove their love. A perfect storm for an abusive relationship. A dangerous pairing indeed. Consider the case of Jane and John, a classic example of this detrimental pairing. Jane, a martyr in her own world, constantly places herself last, believing that her self-worth is only validated by her sacrifices. John, on the other hand, is an entitled individual who believes the world owes him. He expects Jane to cater to his every whim, and if she fails, he justifies his abusive behavior. Their relationship dynamic is a toxic mix of one partner taking and the other partner giving, to the point of exhaustion. Jane's martyr complex makes her accept John's abusive behavior as normal. She believes she must endure and forgive John's actions, and in doing so, she validates her own self-perception as a martyr. She thinks that, by absorbing the pain, she is fulfilling her role. She was raised to believe that having high levels of empathy and forgiveness makes her a good person. John's sense of entitlement, his belief that he deserves to be worshipped, on the other hand, is reinforced by Jane's willingness to allow his mistreatment. He sees her tolerance as a validation of his behavior, fueling his belief that he is entitled to act as he pleases without facing any consequences. In this twisted dance, Jane's constant forgiveness enables John's abusive behavior, and John's entitlement feeds Jane's martyr complex. This creates a vicious cycle of abuse, where Jane is continuously victimized, and John is perpetually the oppressor. As we can see, Jane's martyrdom meets John's needs of entitlement, and John's demanding nature makes Jane feel useful and loved, creating a vicious cycle of abuse. That is often repeated for months, years, or even decades in many relationships. Jane believes she has to work harder to please John, so exhausts herself trying to make it work, and John believes he deserves a more committed partner and is entitled to more. Breaking free from such a toxic dynamic is challenging but absolutely necessary for both parties. It's crucial to recognize these detrimental traits within ourselves. If we see a hint of John's entitlement or Jane's martyrdom, it's time to seek professional help. Don't be afraid or ashamed to reach out. A dynamic like the one we have seen today is very common in abusive relationships. It's rarely one person's fault. Abuse should not be tolerated, but we must understand what makes us attractive to the abuser in the first place in order to avoid these dynamics going forwards. Remember, everyone deserves respect and kindness in their relationships, but other people tend to treat us how we allow them to treat us. We must set boundaries and draw a line in the treatment we are willing to tolerate. Don't let a pattern of entitlement or martyrdom rob you of this fundamental right. Thanks for watching. That's all for this video. Until next time.